Hi guys, I gave my CFA level 1 in 2010. I was basically a dual degree management student from JP Institute of Technology, University, Noida, where they had this course 5 years, BTech plus MBA. So I did that from 2005 to 2010, computer science engineering basically. But in the first or second year of my engineering, I realized that coding is not my cup of tea. And I was growing interest in the fields of in the subjects of finance and economics, which were part of the management courses in my engineering semesters. Now, when I realized that, okay, I have to study finance because I was good at mathematics, overall, I was a very average student. That is why I did not think even that I can one day go to a premier MBA school. And I thought, why not realize this opportunity, gain this opportunity, do an MBA in just one extra year, save money, save time, and get a better placement. But then 2008 crash happened. When 2008 crash happened in 2009, that was the first batch of our MBA college, JP Business School, which got passed out, and then we were the second batch. So basically, the placements we were struggling a lot in those years. In 2009, 2010, even premier colleges like IIM, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta were also struggling with getting all their students placed. So obviously, this being a new college, a private college, it was struggling as well. So what happened was that I got a placement with this company called the Smart Cube. It's a good company based out of Noida, but I was hired as a data analyst over there. I wanted to get into core finance job. I wanted to get into investment banking. So I realized that in order to gain something else, in order to gain a core finance kind of a role in the industry, I need to do something extra. And that extra, I got introduced to CFA from one of my friends, and I gave CFA level 1, cleared that in 2010, started looking out for jobs in a core finance sector, but unfortunately, I could not. Then obviously I continued with my data analytics job at Smart Cube, and then in 2011 I gave my CFA level 2, and I cleared that as well in the first attempt. But unfortunately, again, I could not get a core finance job. I could not move out from my data analytics job. And I was quite frustrated. I wanted to get into the core finance industry, but how? Then I realized, let me give another attempt to MBA. And it is when in 2011, around August or September, I filled the form for CAT. And in November, I gave CAT. And luckily in January 2012, when the results came out, then I got a good percentile and I could get into IIM Indore in 2012. Now, what I realized in 2011 when I was hunting for the jobs for core finance is that back then not many people were aware about what CFA is. Even the HR guys, even the HRs I used to get a call from, and I used to say that I have cleared CFA level 1 or CFA level 2, and they were like, no, we do not understand what CFA is. They're focusing upon that you have done your MBA as a part of 5-year dual degree course. And then the conversation began like that. So nobody was, in my experience, was not many people were knowing about CFA back then. Now, what happened in 2012 when I went to IIM Indore? That year I skipped, and I focused on my CAT, my interviews and all. So I gave my CFA level 3 in 2013. I cleared that in 2013, and finally all 3 levels were cleared by 2013. Eventually, when I passed out in 2014, I was only one of the 3 people in my campus out of a total of 450 students who were CFA level 3 by the time the final placements were happening. Now, here I got the edge, extra benefit that I was one of the 3 people in the campus. And probably then I got the best placements in the campus at Deutsche Bank. And then finally, I landed into the investment banking, which was my dream for like about 4, 5, 6 years. And post that, the career has grown from Deutsche investment banking to Edelweiss private banking, and now to this startup wealth desk as a head of strategic partnerships and sales. But what I've realized over all these years, and I have been a volunteer with the CFA Society as well, and very closely associated with a lot of students, helping them, guiding them on their career opportunities. But a lot of these guys today ask me that, should we start doing CFA right now? So what is my response to that? Basically, today the supply is much, much higher than the demand in the industry. Back then in 2010, when I'm talking about those days, the demand was also not quite high, and even the supply was also not that great. But today, now every other student of finance wants to give a CFA, because believe it or not, in India, you just name the exam, people will find a way to clear it. So right now there has been an abundance of the CFA charter holders or CFA level 1 cleared, level 2 cleared, level 3 cleared, that what I say people, that if you are going to start your career, start your journey for CFA, you need to be pretty clear about that. It's not going to be changing your fortunes. I mean, people who are working in tech related roles at various IT companies want to move into a finance and just think that, okay, I'll give CFA level 1 or level 2 and I'll move into finance. That's actually very, very difficult. I won't say it's impossible, but that's very difficult. Because even people who have done BCom, who have done commerce in 11th and 12th and are doing some kind of financial services job related to financial services job, they are also struggling to get a core finance role even after doing CFA level 3, because supply is much higher than the demand. If you ask me that, okay, for my job, should I give CFA? My answer is, if it's only for job, please do not give it, because this not going to be increasing much of the value. If you have an option between an MBA and a CFA, I would give a preference to MBA. Go to an MBA. CFA acts as a catalyst. Catalyst is basically not as effective as the main ingredient, right? Which even in India today, fortunately or unfortunately, is MBA from a premium college. Then people also ask, are there other exams other than CFA which we can give? Yes, there is FRM, there is PRM, there is CMT, there is CQF, but that depends upon what you want to do in life. Don't just do CFA because everybody else is doing and you'll get a great job. Let's say you are interested into technical analysis, you're interested into charts and patterns, and you are a trader. CMT is your course. You're interested in writing codes and writing algorithms to do a quant-based investing. Maybe CQF is your course to do. So not everybody should do CFA. Understand what you want to do in life and then accordingly take a decision. So my journey for CFA over the last now 8 years after giving CFA level 3 has been incredible, because I have actually got a leeway. I've actually got that perception. People, it's all about the perception game, because whatever I studied in level 1, 2, and 3, I might not be using it, or I would have forgotten about lot of these things. And the industry is fast changing. Whatever I had studied back then might not be even in the fashion today. I had not studied anything related to technology in finance. It was not the part of the course. But today it might be, or today it is. But what I'm using over Welldesk in today's time is all about technology along with finance, right? But the perception it sets in front of the person who you are interacting with, if you are in a sales kind of a role or a partnership kind of a role. So right from my Deutsche days to Edelweiss days to WealthDesk, CFA has given that perception in front of the person I'm talking to, that, okay, he might be knowing something, so worth listening to him. And the biggest gain I have got from the CFA, being a CFA charter holder, is the network which I get. So the network is humongous. It's amazing. And some of the who's who of finance world, we can get an easy access to when we were having these physical seminars, physical get-togethers pre-COVID. I'm sure we'll get to that again once the economy opens up properly and I get to meet all these who's who again. And this is where, the network effect comes into play, and the real power of CFA, being a CFA charter holder, comes in.